So here's 50 or so of the best money saving tips that you might have forgotten about or missed. Number 1, realize that your parents were correct when they said there was food at home. We all likely heard this at least once as a kid when we wanted to stop at McDonald's on the way home. But like your parents said back then, there is food at home, and reminding yourself of this could potentially save you hundreds of dollars every month. Another thing you might try is keeping your wallet or purse in your back seat or in your back window out of arm's reach. And this is great if drive-thrus are your weakness, because now in order to go through one, you have to pull over, go in the back seat, and get your money. Sometimes this can be a huge inconvenience and not worth the effort, prompting you to drive off. And while we're on the subject of food, consider deleting any fast food or delivery apps, especially if the convenience is too tempting. But if there is a food app that you want to keep, one thing that you can do is get a store-specific gift card and load a specific amount onto that card. For example, you can get a Dunkin' card and put maybe $50 or $60 on it, and then only spend that amount throughout the month. In addition, make sure you download a cashback app like Ibotta, and before shopping, add offers so you can get some of that money back. And if you haven't already, try grocery delivery or pickup to help you stay on budget. And I know some people don't like this because they don't trust the shopper, but the reason I love this approach is because when you're shopping, you can keep an eye on your cart and your total. So if you notice your balance getting higher and you're about to overspend, you can go through and remove items and stay on budget. Keep in mind too that some people tend to spend more when they're hungry, so never shop on an empty stomach. And if you do physically go to the grocery store, another thing that you can do is leave the produce shopping until the end. One theory is that the colors in the produce section can put shoppers in a happy mood, which can result in them spending more money as they shop. But if you get everything that you need first and leave the produce last, you can grab what you need there and then head to checkout. And if possible, try and time your shopping trips for when you're in a hurry. That way there's less time to browse and a lower chance for impulse purchases. In addition, don't browse for fun, and this applies whether you're online or in store. Even though you tell yourself that you're just killing time or you're not going to buy anything, there is a chance that you will see something and it will end up in your cart. And taking it a step further, always shop alone, especially if your friends encourage spending. In one survey, 64% of respondents admitted that they were more likely to spend more when shopping with another person. Now, if online shopping is a weakness, one thing that you could do is go into your settings and block certain websites. Now, this isn't completely foolproof because you can always go in and unblock the sites, but it can slow you down and give you an opportunity to think about whether you should actually make that purchase. But if you don't want to go through all of that, another option is simply not to save your credit card information online. Enabling one-click purchases is asking for trouble if you have a problem with overspending. But one thing that can definitely help with overspending is to give yourself a cooling off period. So if you put something in your cart, let it sit for 24 hours and give yourself time to think about it. In many cases, after a few hours, the thrill of buying that item passes. But if you do decide that that is something you want to buy, do a quick online search to see if you can find a discount code. You might find a code where you can take a percentage off your purchase or maybe get free shipping. And one thing that can help you find these codes is to install a browser extension on your computer. Once you have it installed, the extension will scour the internet and look for codes that you can apply at checkout. Also, make sure that you hold on to all of your receipts, because if you do download Ibotta or a similar app like Fetch, scanning your receipts is how you're going to earn your cash back. Likewise, make sure that you watch the register as you're checking out. Accidents can happen, so sometimes the cashier might scan an item twice. And once you get your receipt, take a look at the bottom, because depending on the retailer, they might tell you how much you were able to save on that trip by taking advantage of sales and discounts. And if so, make it a point to actually save your savings by moving that amount into your savings account. And if you can't do the whole amount, maybe you can do half or a third. Keep in mind too that the bottom of the receipt might have discounts that you can apply on a future visit. You also should not buy something just because it's on sale. When it comes to sales, it's so important to remember that you're only saving money when you're buying something that you were already gonna purchase. Also, don't fall for the buy one, get one half off deals. If you don't need two of the items, you're not saving money by getting one half off. The only exception is if you split that offer with a friend. In addition, when you're in a retail store, it is so important to recognize when you're being upsold. I used to work in retail during college, and the upsell is something that was drilled into us during training. And finally, if you're in the store and you're shopping and you don't have any coupons, one thing that you can do, and this is also something that I've done multiple times and it works, is ask the cashier if they have any coupons behind the counter that they can scan for you. Now, it doesn't always work, obviously, but it might. And if so, you could possibly get 10%, 15%, or 25% or more off your purchase, all because you weren't afraid to ask.